Hi everybody, I wanted to give you some information about your child psychology midterm. So I have up here my Campus Cruiser page in student view mode. So if you go over to the left hand side, you should see shared files. So go ahead and click on that. And you should see all the documents I have uploaded thus far. If you click on assignments, midterm, and final, you'll see a few things that I have up here. So this is your rubric, and this is the question list for your midterm. So I'll minimize my screen, and I already have these documents up. So for your midterm for this class, you are going to interview someone about their parenting style. So with that being said, I do not want you to interview your own parent. It just becomes way too biased. You have your own biases, and they may or may not be fully honest with some of these questions. So I'd like you to choose someone in your life who has at least puberty-age children. So ideally, they're older teenagers or older, but as long as they've gone through the initial stages of puberty, because some of the questions I have on this list are relating to that, and I want you to be able to answer those questions. If you don't have someone to interview, please email me as soon as possible. I can hook you up with one of my colleagues or someone in my life that might be interested to answer these questions for you. With that being said, just want to make sure I cover everything here. So this is a general list of questions. I would like you to ask all of these questions. You can obviously ask more. But some of these questions may be a little too sensitive for folks, so if people don't want to answer specific questions, just keep moving. Just focus on maybe another area. Okay, so let me go through this. So I have for you here several subheadings, and you are going to use these subheadings in your paper. But overall, the paper is broken up into two parts. So I have my question list here. So the first part of this paper is the interview, and the second part of the paper is analysis. In the interview portion, you are not giving your own opinion. Specifically, when you do the interview with folks, please do not give your own opinion on things. You're asking them specific things, and you're going to have to explain different theories to them. Specifically here under parenting style, bullet number 3, describe the 4 parenting styles to the person you're interviewing and ask them to select the one they think that they are or were to their child or children. You will give your opinion of this in your analysis, but do not, what happens a lot is, you say that you're a psychology student, and so for folks that have never taken psychology, they feel like you have a lot of power. You must know the answers. You must know if they're a good parent or not, right? Do not give them your opinion or analysis because it has too much power over their life and can affect them. So just as politely as you can, decline to answer and just say, I'm not really sure. I'm just doing this research. I have to go and do some more searching or research or whatever you have to say, but don't answer people's questions about these types of things. So identifying information, you're gathering information about the person and their children. Parenting style, so you can go through each one of these questions. Again, you're describing the theory here, so you should know it before you go into the interview. And just gaining some more background information of that person. Puberty. So this can be a hot topic for some folks, especially different cultures, different religious backgrounds. People may or may not be willing to really talk about this, but that in itself is telling of them. I would argue, in my opinion, that if people can talk to their children openly about puberty and sex, they can talk to their children about anything. Not to say that people are a bad parent if they can't talk about these things, but it just gives you a really good look into their own parenting style. I would like you to get some information here. I would like you to at least attempt to have this conversation with them, but obviously this might be an area where you might get some discomfort or pushback, so that's fine. You will just discuss that more so in your analysis of what feedback you got. Relationships. So having children really affects relationships. Just as a side note, having children is one of the biggest reasons of divorce in this country. So, with that being said, I want you to describe not only the relationship between the child and the parent, or children and the parent. Sometimes if they have more than one children, they're super close with one child and not so much with another. But also with their relationship with their partner. Did having children break them up? Did having children bring them closer? Were they a single parent? Just explore this a little bit with them. Please be very grateful to them. And assure them that this information will only be used as an assignment for your psychology class. Analysis. So this is where you're going to go all in and give me your opinion and back it up with research and facts. Parenting style, attachment, parent-adolescent conflict. This could also be parent-child conflict. I know this course is more focused on child than adolescent, but you could discuss either here. Culture plays a huge role in people's parenting styles, so I'd definitely like you to touch on ethnicity, religion, and values. And then, of course, anything else that you think is important to discuss. Some more information about the paper itself. It should be 4 to 6 pages, type double-space, APA format. So with that being said, the 4 to 6 pages, I take points off if you're under that or if you go over that. This paper sometimes it's very difficult for students to stay under or within these page limits, right? A lot of time you get so much information in your interview, you want to write it all out. But part of doing this assignment is being concise, cutting out the fat, and telling me what the most important information is. The first half of your paper, again, is a summary of your interview, and the second half is analysis. You should definitely include research from 2 places. One is at least one peer-reviewed journal article, and the second is your textbook. So throughout your paper, you can specifically note it in your analysis would be an appropriate place in that second half of your paper. Back up your opinions using these facts that you've read about. So a peer-reviewed journal article is not something you just Google, right? So a peer-reviewed journal article, if you go on that video I posted about APA citations, you'll see the Middlesex County College Library. That's where you'll go through and navigate that to find a peer-reviewed journal article. Also, you should include research from your textbook. So I have a sample here from another student. This paper was actually from a different interview assignment, but the format of it is what I want to point out to you. So this student, I blacked out a few things so you don't see the information, but this student has great format. So this is the cover page. You'll see up here in the upper corner, there's page numbers listed. Up here is their running header, interview with, and the person's name. That's the title they chose. You can choose any title for your paper. And then this is the information that you need. The title of the paper, your name, and Middlesex County College. On to the next page. Again, you'll see the page numbers are continued. Here's the title of the paper. Again, the title. And then what you see here, this is something that I grade on, is subheadings. What subheadings do are 2 things. Subheadings allow you as a student to organize your paper to have a great flow to it. So introduction, identifying information, right? So throughout this sample, there's a few different subheadings and you're going to write because it's a different topic. But I'm giving you here in the question list the subheadings that I'm looking for. So identifying information, parenting style, puberty, relationships, analysis, right? So these are the things I should see in all of your papers. That's my expectation. In addition, what that does for me as someone grading your paper is allows me to easily check through and make sure that you covered all the required information. It makes it really easy for me to give you a good grade. So just attempt it. This is a nice example of it in this student's paper. Introduction, identifying information. Again, there are different subheadings here. You can add other ones if you want, other than the ones that I've listed in the document for you, but just to scroll through here. Again, and this student is using in-text citations. This is a great example that they're bringing in, again here, all throughout this second half of the paper. Again, more in-text citations and a conclusion section. You should also have a conclusion to your paper. And the last page, again, is a works cited page, and this is a properly formatted works cited page. They have all of the research they have in the body of their paper, they've listed on the works cited page. So any in-text citation you have should also be on your works cited. I think that's about it for that paper. And then the last thing is this interview rubric. This is just so that you can see this is exactly how I'm grading you, so you can get the score that you want. The difference between a 5 and a 4 in the organization category is using those subheadings. If you don't want to use them, you don't have to. It makes me grade your paper a lot easier. Again, giving you a higher score. But you can go through this. This is uploaded on the Campus Cruiser page, and you can see that for yourself. If you have any questions, please let me know. If you have trouble finding someone to interview, let me know sooner rather than later. Obviously, the night before it's due, I'm not going to be able to have someone to interview for you. But please let me know what you need. Thank you.